r/ask Reddit by Redmond Dts. People from small towns, where everybody knows everybody. What did someone do that was so embarrassing they had to move away? I remember in the 1970s, there was a girl in our town who caught all sorts of flack for getting pregnant at 13. 13 if you can believe it. Why that little tramp? And by her uncle no less. That poor man, seduced by that terrible devil child, knew she was a bad seed from the moment. Yeah, you're sick to your stomach as I'm yet? That's how the old lady Mayfair in our town characterized the incident. We never saw her again, but Uncle Pervert was a pillar of the community and was frequently seen around town for years afterwards. I hope his ultimate fate involved hammers somehow. Our mayor lost $1.3 million to an internet scammer promising a Beyonce Justin Timberlake concert. It was so embarrassing they re-elected him, my bad. I'm not even from a small town, but this girl in middle school told everyone she had a brain tumor and did fundraising for a surgery, but one of her best friends asked her parents about it, and they had no clue what the F she was talking about. This was early in the school year, and she didn't last until winter break before her family pulled her out of the district because the bullying was so bad. One of my first jobs I worked with a girl who did this exact thing, except it was her boyfriend who had the brain tumor. We were all covering her shifts, and then we found out she was lying. We still had to cover her shifts until we could hire someone else. He didn't leave over it, but one of the local police officers got very publicly caught blowing a guy in the Baskin Robbins parking lot and got stuck forever with the nickname Officer 2 Scoops. He was chill, usually let people off for weed. A girl a year ahead of me was removed from the home because she was being molested by her stepfather. At night, a few local guys erected a sign saying child molester lives here. Family moved to the next province. The wife stayed with him and tried to spread the story to people that her daughter had seduced her husband by walking around provocatively in her nightie, and it wasn't his fault. Pissed in the biscuit doatadas. Every small town has a biscuit story, but this one is authentic. His co-workers laughed, and when his mom showed up to order breakfast, he told her what he did, as if she would think it was funny. She didn't find it funny at all, and literally beat his ass. It made the local paper. Destroyed the whole community. The Hardee's became an Arby's, now it's a bridal shop. Spanish teacher got caught by a group of students having sex with a construction worker in the boys' locker room. Second semester she relocated to a middle school in another town. Dude in my high school class recorded himself jerking off and saying a certain girl's name over and over. Wouldn't have been a problem I guess if he hadn't recorded it over a VHS of RoboCop and then left that in his car when he took it in to get fixed, and if the guy fixing his car hadn't taken it home for his family to watch. Bit of a nasty surprise for all involved. 50-year-old was having sex with cows. I first thought it was a cruel rumor, then someone took pictures. He moved to Colombia within a week. I'm still horrified by the story. A girl tricked a boy into sending her nudes by pretending to live on the other side of the country and being interested in him. She then proceeded to share these online, and it spread like wildfire. In not even 12 hours everybody had seen them, and that was in 2003. The guy switched schools that week, but it didn't help, and the whole family moved away a few weeks after. Don't know if the girl got in trouble, but I doubt anything meaningful was done to her. Guy got arrested for CSAM. Local police department always publicizes these with pictures of them searching the house, as well as the general area. Sheriff's office executed a search warrant in the 700 block of Pedo Street. Part of the material he was uploading was from hidden cameras in his bathroom, so his own daughters were unknowing victims. Wife kicked him out and began pursuing divorce immediately, so while he was out on bail, he was staying in a hotel. People kept egging and vandalizing the house and leaving threats, not realizing they were actually terrorizing the victims instead of the pedo. kid was expelled from every school in town, all 4, and we were his last chance. One day, he did a roundhouse kick to our pregnant teacher's stomach. She never came back, and neither did he. Late 80s. Very nerdy white guy, super quiet, bowl cut, smart, but completely socially inept. Not a jerk, just a nerd. Summer his junior year, visits family for the summer. Comes back, well, as a white guy acting like a black guy. I mean, fully dressed as a rapper, and talking like one. He even changed his name. Dookie Fresh. Dookie became Dookie in 2 seconds. Dookie Fresh, rough. Went to another high school by December I think. Last I heard, he came out, and was finally comfortable with who he is. No longer pretending to be black. She was renting out a second home to her son, who blew it up, and after investigation it was found to be a meth lab. Since her son was living there, it didn't need to be listed as a rental, so it was just a second home. So everyone found that address blow up, caused by meth lab, meant that she personally did all that. Even after clearing the air, a lot of people still thought she did drugs, and so much so that a lot of people would not locally hire her with her drug past. Lady never did drugs in her life. I grew up in a small town in Georgia. I had a friend in high school that came out as gay. He was essentially forced to leave town for his own safety. So many Christians were so ready to judge and harm someone for just existing. Thankfully I left too when I graduated high school. I could never go back or let my kids grow up in a place like that. As the saying goes, there is no hate like Christian love. I've got one that tramples every other story here under hoof. I'm from the same town as the Mr. Hands guy. The minister died from autoerotic asphyxiation. His wife and kids came home from a long weekend, and he had been hanging for days, in a hot room, in women's underwear, surrounded by naughty magazines. The family left immediately, but the wife only came back for the funeral, talked to almost no one. Within days it was as if they never existed. 2 high school sophomores in my tiny Vermont town went drunk driving when one's folks were out of town and killed a very popular senior student. They were both relocated and never seen in my town again. Where I'm at, some kid got bullied to the point of suicide. With how I've heard adults laugh about it, I'm not shocked the kids are as insular and shameless as they are. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.